Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hey, welcome to week 2 of the Great American Cookoff. What a great breakfast competition we had last week here in California at the absolutely gorgeous Good Sam Park, the Pechanga Resort. Now, competition opened up a couple of eyes, right? You got a lot of points to earn this week, and of course next week. It's because somebody that's going to be following you is going to get a chance to win a brand new motorhome. So we're at 5th place. Zach and Mary, you guys are sitting with the goose egg, 0 points. What are you going to do to make something different this week?
Starting from the bottom.
Yeah, I like being the underdog. It makes me feel like I have a challenge, you know? So we're going to be bringing everything we know best. We're bringing the hunting camp to California, to
Going to put
Pechanga.
the game back in the game.
That's right.
All right, 4th place, 100 points. Tiff and Caleb. Okay.
100.
100 points.
On the board.
I mean, how does that make you feel?
You know what? We were a little sad in the beginning, but honestly, I feel like if we were in first place, there would be a lot more pressure. So I feel like
Okay.
we can only go.
You only go up from here. All right, Keith, 3rd place, 200 points. I think you're sitting in a pretty good spot.
I'm really happy where I am, and it's moving week. I'm coming for you guys.
Oh, there it is. All right, 2nd place, 2 traveling dogs, Nate and Rachel, 300 points on the board. That's got to make you feel pretty good coming into week 2.
It makes me feel awesome, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually happy, and I was hoping we were going to end the competition today so we could end up in 2nd place.
Yeah,
and we could all go home.
Let's do that.
That's right, because 2nd place gets to give away a travel trailer.
That's
So,
right.
not bad there, but at 1st place, the Fit RV, Steph and James, you got 400 points on the board. How do you feel coming into week 2?
A little nervous. Everyone's going to be gunning for us, so
Right.
we're going to have to, there's some pressure now. There wasn't
Right.
pressure before.
Well, last week, I think we saw a little bit of what the judges are looking for. Now, don't forget, the competition does have points 0 to 5th, but you also have overall best presentation. It's going to get an additional 200 points at the end of the competition, and then each judge has a chance to award 300 points for their personal favorite. So presentation, taste, and style are all going to be accompanied for and accounted for in this competition. And right now with lunch here, week 2, you got 70 minutes on the clock. You got to give me some love. Let me feel it. Are you ready?
Yes!
Lunch is about to be on the table. As we say in Virginia, you got an hour 10 or 70 minutes. So on the count of 3, I want you to start cooking. You ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go to town. Let's cook it up.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
It's going to be good, guys.
Okay, judges, good morning.
Morning.
All right. How are you guys feeling after last week's meals?
I'm feeling great. I think that last week was fantastic. There was a lot of competition that came to the table, and so I'm really excited to see what we got for this week.
Derek, thank you. Now, Kina, how did you feel? That was a wide, varied spread of food for breakfast.
It was so good. So many variations of different types of meals that I loved. The shakshuka.
See, I got you with the Shaka Khan. Thank you, Kina. Thank you so much.
No, the shakshuka. The wild boar is still staying with me from
Yes.
that breakfast.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like flavor-wise, not weight-wise.
Oh, sure. I'm with you. All right, Ian Baker.
Yes, sir.
What stood out? What was your favorite?
Oh, man. There was, again, right, like we said, the wide variety was amazing. The wild boar actually took me by surprise, and I really did enjoy that. I felt bad ranking the overall dish,
Right.
as low as it was, and it was
Yeah.
so tough because, again, it was so good. And honestly, Chris, it's one of the reasons I'm really excited about this week, right, is that it opens it up a little bit more. I mean, you talk about a big canvas. We have lunch. I mean, you can go sandwiches, you can go, protein and veggies. There's just so much different space that they can jump into here.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what we have.
Yeah, now, Derek, 70 minutes is what we gave the contestants for lunch.
Yeah.
Is that enough time?
I think if you manage your time well, it definitely can be.
Okay.
I think that anything that you can make for lunch, I mean, there's some simple, delicious food that can be out there that can be cooked in 70 minutes. But at the same time, it can also get you in trouble if you're trying to spice things up a little bit more. And so I think that they just need to manage their time really well.
Now, Kina, all of you guys have mentioned the wild boar, but
Yeah.
Zach and Mary seated in 5th place right now.
Yeah, they are.
What do you expect is going to happen from them this week for lunch?
I'm still expecting to see creativity from Zach and Mary. They brought it with a wild boar, introducing all 3 of the judges hadn't had it before.
Right.
So
Yep.
I'm still expecting them to bring those pieces of unexpectedness in their dish. for lunch.
Beautiful. Now, Ian, is there one that stood out so far as a favorite? Because each of you have a chance to give an additional 300 points to a favorite, which could really swing the competition. Is there one that stands out in your mind?
I was really impressed with Keith's French toast. His overall cook, right, was impeccable. I mean, you know, the crust on that French toast, the bacon was cooked perfectly. I'm very curious to see what he brings today, and if he's able to maintain those skills, I think he'll have a killer dish.
Okay, so maybe an early favorite. Now, Derek, what about you?
I'm not going to say an early favorite. All I'm going to say is that I think it's going to come down to presentation for me.
Okay.
I really do think that you eat with your eyes first. And so I just want to make sure that when they come out and they're serving us these dishes, that it makes me want to eat it more than it just tastes delicious as well.
Keena, what about for you?
What I'm looking forward to is Tiffany Caleb's birria tacos, because they're one of my favorite quesadilla tacos, but I don't think that they're doing them in a quesadilla form, but I'm still excited to see that. And also Keith's interpretation of Philly steak, because I love a Philly steak, and he's hitting me with some onion rings, which I love onion rings. I prefer onion rings over fries. I know it's controversial. I'll take fries too, right? But I love onion rings. So I'm excited to see. Those are my top two.
Always been one of my favorites, Philly cheesesteak.
And he's smoking that.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
He's smoking it.
I believe so, which brings up a good point, Ian.
Yes.
I'm going to go head out and check out and see what the competitors are doing, because we got 70 minutes to figure out what they're going to make.
All right.
So what do you say I go check them out while you guys discuss and watch, and if you have any questions for me while we're out there, I'll see what I can bring back, hopefully better than what the meal will be. How's that sound?
Thanks, buddy.
Ooh, I see the smoke. I see the smoke.
Keith, tell me a little bit about what you're doing, buddy. This looks amazing.
Well, first of all, the setup is incredible. I wish
is.
my wife would let me have this setup every time we go camping.
Right.
And it's fantastic. I got my smoker here. I got some steak on the smoker right now. What I'm doing today is, lunch is usually a simple meal for us. I mean, people think grilled cheese, they think sandwiches. I was thinking along a twist on a Philly cheesesteak grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh man,
and
I love that.
My kids love onion rings on the side. And a lot of times I'll cheat and use the frozen ones. But today, for our judges, I'm doing hand-cut onion rings that I'm making myself.
Hand-cut onion rings he's going to make himself too. Now, Keith, the one thing you brought out that I absolutely love about the Great American Cookoff here with Camping World and Gander, you can make your own cook setup with all the things that we have here. Like you have the country smoker, you got the Brentwood air fryer, you got the Blackstone griddle, which I'm a huge fan of. We talked about that in the past. But yet, that's the great thing about it. You don't have to be restricted to your cooking space at home. You can make your own.
Exactly. I cooked last week inside the RV. This week I'm outside. I love this setup.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got the deep fryer, I got the air fryer, love my Blackstone, but I'm really excited. It's the first time I'm using a pellet smoker.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for the extra flavor it's going to bring here.
Yes.
And like, tell my wife, we can just go shopping at Camping World and I'm all set up.
And you're set. The great thing about these pellet smokers is you still get the wood flavor. You can get that good ring on anything that you put in there, but it's set it and forget it.
Yeah, well,
there it
speaking
is.
of that,
It's
I
letting you
gotta
know.
check my steak. I
That's
can't burn
right.
anything.
Oh,
look at that.
Kev, please tell me you're getting this on the camera.
It is
This
fantastic. It's not done yet, but it's on its way.
That's beautiful. So, a good combination of the Philly cheesesteak and the grilled cheese.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
If you make that for the kids, are you adopted? Because I mean, I would come into the family fold in a heartbeat if that's the case.
I stepped up my game today. Usually I use one cheese with the kids, provolone, whatever.
Yeah.
Today I'm using 3 different kind of cheeses to give a depth of flavor for our judges. So
Keith is using 3 separate cheeses for this cheesesteak. That is absolutely outstanding. So I take it we're going to do steak on the smoker, bread and cheese over here on the.
we'll finish up
on the Blackstone.
On the Blackstone. Onion rings over here.
Right there.
I've got all my vegetables prepped, onions prepped already. Got my flour prepped, already seasoned for the onion rings. So, and get my egg wash ready.
Yeah, well, I mean, and with 70 minutes, is 70 minutes enough to really do a good lunch?
It's actually too much time.
Okay.
You know, this is not a meal that takes that long to cook. The hardest part is getting your steak cooked the right way.
Right.
You don't want to overcook it because remember, once it's inside the cheese,
It's going to cook some more.
It's going to cook some more.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
got to make sure it's cooked right, and then I can move on to everything else. So I'm feeling comfortable today.
Beautiful, and plus you also have the option of having something like the country smoker. You can still get that good smoke in a condensed time.
And that's why I wanted to do it, add that smoky, that extra layer of flavor inside. They'll go through the 3 layers of cheese, and when you get to the steak, they'll get that smoke flavor coming through. So
That's beautiful.
excited.
Well, and you know, presentation is also a big part of it too. So you got some additional points to pick up there. You're in 3rd place right now, which is a good seat to sit in.
Very, very happy I'm in 3rd place, but I'm definitely gunning to move up. I want to be 2nd place after today's over.
And I think after today.
Or 1st, I'll take 1st.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I think after today, you're going to tackle the competition.
There you go.
Hey-o.
I'm ready to pancake him. I'm telling
that's right. Yeah,
I told you
today
before.
were
I told you
doing the
last
pancake.
week. I'm in it to win it.
That's right.
It's time to move up today.
I love it.
You got it.
Oh, look, is there a sneaky little man behind us?
There is a sneaky little man creeping up on you. It looks like he's patting down some wild bison.
That's going to be the secret ingredient right there, Chris.
That is a beautiful marbled piece of bison steak.
Yes.
Now, I knew that you guys did a good job of bringing the game to the game. We talked
do
about that
that.
last week with breakfast. But seated in 5th place,
Yeah, started from the
how
bottom.
is that
Now we're
going to
here.
kind of
I'd
guide
really-
what you do today?
You know, we're having a great time. I'm not really going to change anything. I'm going to keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
We added wild game here. We got the bison,
Right.
which is going to be awesome, but we're doing jalapeno poppers to go with it, and we're using duck meat.
Well, you know,
So-
each one of the judges said that, and they all noted the boar bacon from last week.
Well-
Each one of them noted it. So it seems like to me that maybe the wild game should step up to the front a little bit this week. So you got, oh, okay.
Duck and bacon.
Is that boar bacon wrapped around jalapeno poppers?
Jalapeno poppers with duck. So we got cream cheese, duck, bacon.
Oh my
Little
gosh,
brown
so that
sugar
is
on top.
cream cheese, duck, and wild boar bacon.
We're not the healthy team. We don't have to
Oh.
do that. We got we covered it in brown sugar, and
Oh
then
my
I'll grill
gosh.
it and drizzle it in a little bit of honey.
Oh, holy smokes. Now, Mary,
Yes.
I'm loving the smell coming over here
Yes.
from the Blackstone, but tell me a little bit about all the stuff that you guys are using here in the campsite.
Yes, so we're using the Blackstone to cook up the peppers and everything. I really
Right.
like to saute it. I love the fact that you can do this outside because it takes any of that heat out of the house and you can
Yeah.
do it out here, which is really nice. Plus, I can get the judges to be smelling it all and waiting in anticipation.
Yes, 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 yes. And I was gonna say, and you guys know this, you know, just about better than anybody. When you're out hunting, you're out camping, you're out
Yep.
fishing, you do have the ability to come do it outside
Yep.
and not have to worry about, you know, your setup inside being restricted. These are very popular. I love these Blackstone cooktops because it opens up all the meals.
It does, and it keeps everybody outdoors as long as you possibly can, which is kind of where we love to be. We feel more comfortable, and if we're in a hunting camp and we come back and we've harvested some meat, we want to be here sharing it with everybody and not closed up in a kitchen if we can.
Right.
You know, because then we can all stand around, have some good banter,
Yes.
see what's going on, show
Have
the
some
people
fun.
that don't hunt how we prepare the food and encourage them.
Yeah.
It's just a full circle thing. So
Now, with 70 minutes, you know, obviously we don't have that much time left on the clock, but
Yep.
with 70 minutes, is that enough for you guys to fix all of this?
I think that we're pretty prepped up and ready to go. So
Okay.
yeah,
and
we've got a
tell me
game plan.
again, what all are you guys making?
So we are making wild bison tacos with wild duck poppers,
Oh my
jalapeno
gosh.
poppers. So Zach likes to call the wild duck poppers an armadillo egg.
That's what we call it at home.
Oh, it's beautiful. The best part was the look on his face because he's like, "Oh yeah, it just makes sense."
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
Oh, is that what they're called? They're called armadillo eggs.
That's what I've always called them at home. Maybe that's
Oh.
not what they're called, but that's what I've always called them.
I think
It's the half shell, man.
it's so he actually calls them armadillo eggs. Yeah, that's a great name.
Which, you know,
Jalapeno.
armadillos have leprosy, so I don't call them that.
You'll have that.
Yes. Well, good luck. We're gonna go check on some of the other contestants, but I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
Thank
and I bet
you.
you guys will be moving up.
Thanks so much.
So we're gonna put all that in there. Now we're gonna hit it with the bullet. Yeah. Well, well, well.
Okay, so my friends Nate and Rachel, what are we guys making, and what is that beautiful smell?
Cucumber, basil,
Okay.
and key lime juice, and this is going to be kind of the base for a drink.
With the cucumber, is this going to be like a spin on a Pim's cup, or is this going to be with
No,
the
it's a-
basil and everything? We're looking like
It's like a high class wine cooler.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
Wine spritzer. What are you
Absolutely.
making over there?
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
am-
what are you making and what are you guys using?
So this is, we're making these little pies that are like grilled cheese.
Okay.
But they're caprese. And this is
That's
vegan.
chopped mozzarella.
It's chopped vegan mozzarella.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's made out of cashew milk.
Wow.
Yeah.
They are making a vegan cheese that is a mozzarella made with cashew milk.
That's
Is that
right. That's right. That's
Now we gotta add some flavor to it.
yeah.
Oh my God, that is delicious. So that's really going to add some texture and
Yeah.
and really different flavor to the
Yeah,
caprese cheese
exactly.
Yeah,
sandwich
yeah.
they're making.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
gonna put some olive oil and vinegar and garlic and everything
Oh,
over it, so
wow.
it'll be
Okay.
really
And we're gonna be cooking it
Yeah.
in this baby right here. This is an air fryer, and I'm gonna tell you, I
Um,
kind of was against air fryers for a long time.
Right.
But I'm telling you, we've used this, and this thing is
Yeah,
awesome,
it's
man.
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me some of the because camp cooking and
Yeah.
cooking on the road. I see all these things that you use. I see with the air fryer. We got
Yeah,
the
the air
crock
fryer.
pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we using here?
And this is like a slow
This
cooker,
is a
right?
slow cooker.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing the tomato soup in here, tomato basil soup.
Oh
To
wow.
go with the grilled cheese.
Do
But
you
it-
guys use that a lot on the road? You use the slow cooker a lot on the road?
Yeah, I do. I like to cook my sauce, my Italian gravy, all day. Yeah, so this makes it really
For the
good. Makes it
pasta.
good for chili, for vegan chili.
So we got wine spritzers.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a caprese cheese sandwich.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
got tomato soup.
Yes.
So you
Yep.
guys are going with this healthy vegan version of the stick to your ribs lunch.
Exactly.
Wow, you really, man, you
Comfort
need to
food.
Comfort food.
you need a job doing this, like doing some
Well, I tell you,
explaining what we make.
you got roughly 45 minutes left in the
Oh, okay,
competition.
cool.
Does that give you enough time to get
Yeah,
everything
we're
done?
good.
Look, bro.
I mean, it
got a
gives
couple-
me enough time.
We'll see what happens.
Well, you know, I say salute to that. Salute to the meal. Can't wait to see what you guys bring. Now, you are seated second place.
Yeah.
So you're not going to
You've said that several times. Thank you. Thank you.
But you're not going
You're
to
like
rest
my
on
mom.
your laurels, right?
What?
You're not going to rest on your laurels this week.
No, no, no. You know what? We're going to do the best we can. Again, our goal here is have fun, show people what it's like to cook in an RV.
Yep.
And you know what? Hopefully open some eyes to some vegan cuisine.
It smells and looks beautiful. Guys,
Awesome.
good luck. We'll
All
see you at
right.
the judges stand soon.
All right.
Get on out. Don't come back.
I need to get some vinegar.
Coming out of Two Traveling Dogs, and what they're making with that vegan take on the stick to your ribs, comfort food.
Mm-hmm.
That cashew cheese, I've never had that before. The fact that they use that slow cooker to make the tomato soup, I think that's going to kick it up a notch a little bit too.
Yeah, what are your guys' take on that, on the slow cooker for soup?
Oh, I mean, it helps you with time, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you really want to make a good hearty soup and you don't have time to do that, you can just put all of your ingredients in and let it cook. And also we know that time develops flavor much more, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's no harm in making a slow cooked soup, unless you want to eat quickly. Then it's problematic.
So here we are coming up to us, the Remingtons, their camp spot. Ian and the judges, this is what I love about what we're doing here with the Great American Cookoff. You got these campsites, everybody can customize what they're doing and how they're doing it, which you pick up the products from Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors, and you make your cooking area the way you want to make it. Tiff and Caleb, what are we doing and what are we using here for lunch? What are you making?
First off, how is this time going by so fast?
It's going by
Yeah,
fast.
no, you got less than 40 minutes
40
left
minutes.
on Lunch Cook-Off.
We
Is that
are
enough time?
making tacos de birria.
I'm
which
sorry,
is
tacos de what?
de birria.
De birria.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best taco you ever taste.
Well,
We'll
Have
make
you
some
ever
extra
had
for you.
any, Chris?
You got one judge who's really looking forward to it.
Oh,
I know.
And
Oh,
yeah,
do we?
Yeah, our judge Keena had mentioned those earlier when I was talking to her.
Oh my
so
God, that kind of gives me more nervous.
does that put the pressure on
It
just a
definitely
little
puts
bit?
the
does.
pressure on.
But I'll tell you this, because I know last week they said that we were missing a little salt.
Right.
I don't know if I 100% agree with that, but we definitely made sure that we are salting it up today.
Yeah, we got
Well, I
the
mean,
salt bay.
I was
coming
gonna,
out.
I was
got
gonna
the
say,
salt
it's
bay
not gonna be like
coming
a bunch
out.
of salt licks laid on the table this time, right? So last week with breakfast,
Yep.
you took a little bit of a gamble.
We did.
By,
We
by
did.
s- by stepping outside of the borders,
We
but
did.
bringing something that was extremely delicious. All the judges noted how delicious it was, how great it was, the presentation, the whole nine. But you're still sitting in fourth place.
Fourth
I
place.
know.
You know what? We
So-
felt the Fit RV won last week because they had branded outfits on. So we brought together our black pants, our red, and the Good
Good
Sam.
Sam, yes.
We're feeling it today.
And guess
Okay.
what we're doing today?
What are you doing today?
We're also bringing in the Good Sam aspect and feeding the crew today.
That's right.
So
Oh.
that's why we are like, not only are the judges, so even if we don't place with the judges, I know we're gonna place with the crew today.
So wait a minute, does that mean I actually get to have one of these
And
That's
you
right.
do.
Bureau?
That's
And
right.
you do.
Oh man, I love
This
it. I
is how
love
we
it.
kind of, sweeten you up.
Right? I love how too you guys are using these Robert Irvine cutting boards and utensils.
Oh my gosh.
We were just
Don't
saying,
get
because
Tiff
I'm
started.
really picky with knives,
Yeah.
and I have bought, I don't even know how many knife sets, and none of them have lived up to their hype.
Right.
True.
These are actually incredible and amazing.
Yeah.
They cut through meat, they cut through bread, because I made the crostinis last week, and I was like, oh, I don't have a bread cutter, but I used it, and it didn't smush it, didn't break it, or
And just
anything.
cut it right off. You know, if there's one person that should know how to make something as particular as he is, Robert Paul Irvine would be that individual that knows how to do it.
From grilling utensils
Yep.
to...
I was really excited we partnered with him to
How
get
can
some,
we
to
meet
get
the
some of his
man?
line of utensils, cups, the whole nine. You got the Coleman tailgater right here. You got the
Coleman.
Blackstone grill. I've seen a lot of people using this this week.
You know what? This thing is crucial, especially when we're going to be making the tacos. We're going to be putting the glue, this Oaxaca cheese in the taco. We're going to be throwing it on here to get that nice crispy
Caleb.
taco. I know.
What spices are you using? Are you using cloves and stuff like that?
We are using ancho chilies.
Oh, love it.
Cinnamon sticks.
Okay, all right, there we
bay
go.
leaves, oregano.
I think you got Keno
coriander seeds, black peppercorn.
She knows her birria.
Chili de arbol. We have.
Oh.
There's like so many chilies.
Wow,
in here.
you were reciting poetry to me right now.
To do it, I gotta make my brother-in-law proud too.
That's right.
He's Mexican and he knows his way, and he's also
so you got a
taught
little
my
inside
sister,
track on
and then my
making it.
sister has taught me. So we keep it in the fam,
I
you
love
know?
it. I love it. Well, as the vessel of life, I wish you luck this week. 4th place is where you're currently sitting, and I thank you guys.
Hey, we're in first place.
We
no
are.
matter
first,
what.
yeah, first place in life.
First
All right,
place
guys,
in life.
we got just a little time left, so
I
good
know.
luck. We'll see
We
you
gotta
guys.
get back
Okay,
to
let's
it.
go.
Thank you, Chris.
Surprisingly, cinnamon on beef is fantastic. So,
I
and
know.
a lot of people don't.
Straight on beef.
Well, it can be, but I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, I mean, I know that they're using oxtail, and so that cinnamon flavor actually, when it comes with beef, a lot of the times people always think of cinnamon with sweet things,
Yes. Yep.
but at the end of the day, a lot of cinnamon does is it accentuates some of that peppery flavor at the end. So when you're sautéing it, or when you're getting a harder sear on it, it will end up having just a little bit extra pepper flavor, and we love that on beef.
Yep.
So I think that I love doing that just a little bit. One of my really good friends, Anthony, that's what his family does. They'll do salt, pepper, and a little bit of cinnamon, and it's always controversial. Everybody thinks like, "What are you doing?" And then they try it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good."
Yeah.
So
30 minutes left, contestants. You got 30 minutes left. 30 minutes left. Pressure is on. 400 points in your back pocket. That has to feel good, James and Steph. But what are we doing this week for lunch?
So for lunch, we're making a pizza.
So last week, the crab cake.
Yes.
It was, you know, the health. But first thing that pops in my head, crab cake, not that healthy. Now I see this beautiful spread and the setup that you have. You got the cast iron grill, cooking onions, and I'm thinking, okay, how is this going to be healthy?
Well, there's very little olive oil
Okay.
to caramelize the onions.
Yes.
On the pizza, we're going to have some grilled pears.
Oh, wow.
Which they're to die for.
Can I give you one to taste?
Oh my gosh, please.
Are
Are you kidding me?
allowed
Guys,
to-
you know what? I'm going to hold this up to Kev so you can see the char
I'm just
that
gonna
is on this
put it
grilled
here.
pear.
Yeah, I kind of.
Kev, look at that. Yes, look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
Look at those beautiful lines.
Okay, and just taste it.
Yes, it does. Char equals beauty.
And that's
Yes, it
straight
does.
off the Weber there.
Yeah. Isn't that fabulous? That's the star of the show, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Okay.
hang on. This is unfair. This is unfair. Yeah, all right, yeah, so tell me, yeah, Ian asked a great question. How are you guys going to cook the pizza? What all's on it? Because you said it's a different take on pizza.
Yeah. So we've got to crust the dough is inside where it's warm, rising.
Okay.
It's whole wheat in the crust.
Oh, whole wheat in the crust. Beautiful.
Pear, 3 cheeses. We're going to use a little bit of each. We're going to use some Gruyere,
Just
some
a little cheese.
Just a little cheese. Okay.
smoked Gouda, and some Gorgonzola.
Okay.
And the pear, the sweet pear that you just
Yes,
tasted
yeah,
with
yeah.
the kind of unmistakable blue cheese flavor.
So
Yes.
I'm assuming that since you're only using just a little bit of cheese, having that pear on there is really going to kind of help add the spread of the texture and taste of the cheese.
Absolutely, it is. And that's why we're using such flavorful cheeses, because then we need hardly any cheese. With
Okay.
the smoked Gouda, with the Gorgonzola, and they just go so well with the sweetness of the pears.
Pear, yeah, absolutely.
And we're using prosciutto, a little bit of prosciutto.
Ooh.
You know, prosciutto is a processed meat, but
Mm-hmm.
it's got, you know, it's a lot healthier than bacon.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't have as much
So-
fat.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Right.
so the pizza won't get kind of soggy.
Half the
Right.
calories of bacon.
Yes,
But
okay.
the same protein as a meat like that. So it's a much better choice, and it'll give you some of that salty flavor, but just in moderation.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
the thing about healthy eating is you can have those treats, those things that if you ate a lot of it, it's not really healthy for you.
Right.
But just have a little with a whole lot of other healthy things, and you've just healthed it up, made it a lot more productive of a meal.
Right. Now, you guys are the first ones I've walked up to the campsite where you're using both inside and outside.
Yeah,
so tell me about what you're using and the spread, because this is great, man. You got a great setup right here.
Right.
Well, we don't normally get to do this being in a van. Right?
Right,
We can't bring this much stuff, so this is awesome. I'm in heaven. So here we've got a Camp Chef 2-burner stove.
Love
with
these.
the Lodge cast iron.
Versatility.
And the pizza oven on top, which
Oh, wow.
I think I have finally dialed in the temperature. It is right below 500 degrees, which is where I want it.
See,
Weber
this is great
grill.
because you can switch it in and out what you need to use. Yeah.
The Weber grill, this is what Steph used to char up the peaches. And other than that, a smattering of prep utensils.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Which we got so many prep utensils from Grill World and just like the Robert Irvine displays.
So these spatulas. So there was one of them. This one. I actually use this, at home to make pizza crust, and that was our biggest gamble on this is making dough.
Yeah.
At home, I would have just put it in a KitchenAid mixer with a dough hook.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But don't have that here. So I actually these have there's a metal insert inside the silicone spatula. So on the one hand, it doesn't bend. If you try to turn heavy dough, it would flop over. But it's silicone, so I accidentally left that sitting like that on the pan for 10 minutes, and I came back and
it still wasn't burned?
Yeah.
Well, the thing I like about these, because you're right, it is a little bit more supported, but if you notice, it has the scoop as well as the edge, so you're able to move more stuff in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what we got. So
now, are you guys using anything on the bottom of the pizza oven, cornmeal, semolina? Are you using anything like that?
we will be putting some cornmeal.
Yes, they are going to be putting cornmeal down there.
On the
But I love how, and he's got the big pizza. Yeah, there he goes. Pie up. So I do like how they've maximized the space out here at the campsite, and the fact that he's using the 2-burner, the grill, the oven. That's a great setup. And when you're talking about what you have at home, you don't have that luxury at home. You really don't.
Right.
No. And the kitchen would be a lot hotter at home.
Yes, it would. Yes,
than I am right now.
James makes a great point. If you're trying to do all of this, especially making a pizza, that's going to be so hot inside your kitchen. Nobody's going to be in there hanging out with you.
Yep.
All right, so we have less than 30 minutes.
Yes.
Is that enough time to get everything done?
Well, we're getting to a crunch
We're getting
now.
to the crunch.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to have to start dealing with the dough.
Now, coming from first place, how do you feel going into this week after last week? Because I think you kind of proved the healthy, it doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be difficult. You can easily customize whatever you need. But it's got to feel pretty good with that mindset of what the judges want coming into week 2.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling good about going into this.
You feeling
one.
good?
Yeah,
well,
this pizza's awesome.
Yeah, and Keena even said pizza's her love language. And I'm kind of innocent.
All right.
Yeah, they never disappoint.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Good to know.
it's kind of hard to mess up a pizza.
Yeah, but if they're used
Oh,
to
watch me.
traditional, but it'll be interesting because if they're used to traditional, this might not be what they like.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so different.
So expanding the palate a little bit when it comes to pizza.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay,
a
so
little
that's a
nervous.
risk.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of risky that we didn't go traditional, but we'll see. Hopefully we win them over.
Well, and Ian just asked a great question. With just over 20 minutes left, how are you guys feeling about coming in with this finished and done?
I'm getting nervous.
We're getting nervous, so we may have.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let
to
you
cut
guys.
you loose.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll let y'all get back to it. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
So 20 minutes left, week 2, Great American Cookoff judges. I wish once again you could have been with me to smell some of the smells inside and outside of the campers.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I really love about doing the Great American Cookoff here. The way they've been able to customize all the cook setups.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek, you know as well as anybody, cooking over the fire. Wouldn't you love to have something like that set up at your
Oh
campsite?
yeah, no, absolutely. And just being able to be outside and cooking and just being in nature and it just makes you fearless when it comes to cooking.
Right, and Keena, having the versatility, I mean, you understand that as well as anybody.
I
Do you
do.
think that's going to help the lunch this week?
I do, yeah, I do. I think the crock pot is an interesting choice to use, right?
Right.
Being in the outdoors is an interesting way to cook, so I'm excited to see how that weighs. Because typically when we are using crock pots, we see a slower process.
Right.
So they're speeding it up, so I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how that comes out.
Well, it was interesting to me, especially with 2 traveling dogs, how long they'd had that soup in there.
Yeah.
It'd been going overnight.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought, okay, that's going to add an interesting little flair to the soup.
It will, and the smoked.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Ian, is there one that you saw on the cameras that you're really excited to have?
Chris, legitimately every single one. I wish I could say there was just one, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, all of it is fantastic. And one of the great points I think too is something that I didn't really think about, right? But I think it was Tiffany that was talking about the knives and the importance of having a sharp knife.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one of those things too that when you're camping, you pack a nice sharp knife, make sure you have the knife sharpener, cutting through the meat. We talked about the setup, right? And that's one of those things that if you're not thinking about what you're packing, right? Knives, put it on the list.
Yeah, knives.
Yeah.
And those Robert Irvine knives, holy smokes, they're nice. Everything from the spatulas to just anything. Now, Derek, I want to ask you about this because I consider myself an aficionado when it comes to smoking meats as well. What Keith is doing at his campsite by using that little smoker to smoke the steaks quickly, the wood pellet smoker, how do you think that's going to add or take away?
I think if he's doing it quickly, it's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
I think that, you probably know just as much as I do, too much smoke is too much.
Yep.
It's the same with too much salt or anything else. And so I think that it can get too bitter. And so I'm excited to taste it. But when you do it just right, I think that it can really make the flavor profile pop.
I think he was smart too in the fact that he's going to pull it off early because he knows when he cuts it, that steak's going to continue to cook when he puts it into the the cheese sandwich.
Yep.
But Keno, was there one that you thought, oh, I got to try this, and it can't be the tacos birria?
Why not?
Why?
Well,
Ask me which one.
Because you mentioned it at the beginning. Was there one that stood out as
Still
wow?
at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Keith's obviously the Philly cheesesteak, and I am curious to try the pear pizza with the.
Yeah.
I think they said smoked Gouda, and I love smoked Gouda. Yeah. I think that'll add a good depth flavor. I also was curious, did they make their own crust?
They did.
Oh,
Wow.
They make their own crust,
Wow.
and they're adding gorgonzola on top of that smoked Gouda, but they're reducing the cheese because apparently the pear is going to try to help spread that
we have
flavor out.
cheese in almost, it appears to be in what everyone's cooking.
Yeah.
Right? It's a
Yeah.
good thing I count checks and not
great point.
calories. Because at this point, I'm going to have to run 5 miles.
Now, Ian, the armadillo eggs that Zach
Oh
and Mary are creating,
my gosh.
I'm really excited to see how those turn out.
Listen, Chris, when we looked last week, right, that bacon was probably my favorite side. I possibly have ever had, right? It was really that good. And I'm a big fan of jalapeno poppers. So the fact that we're kind of combining all of it into one, and I did not know it was called an armadillo egg. I learned that today.
Same here.
But it could very possibly be my favorite egg.
I love it. Well, we got a little bit of time left before they bring the plating out here, so I'm going to go check in with them maybe one more time, take a look, let them know how much time we have left, and I can't wait to see how you guys devour this stuff.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks, Chris.
Contestants, you have 10 minutes left in the lunch portion of the Great American Cook-Off. Once again, 10 minutes left. Hey guys, less than 5 minutes. How are you feeling? Oh, the pizza's looking
Getting there.
delicious.
Oh, you're cutting it. Interesting.
So, and the steam coming off of it, that looks absolutely outstanding. How are you guys feeling about being ready?
We're almost there,
We're almost
but
there.
just got this last
Just got to get the
step.
finishing touches.
Oh, that's too
Oh.
crusty. Don't give him that one. Just one of
That we
those.
gotta
that
give
Steph
him.
is
We
just
gotta give him.
telling
one
James,
of
nope,
those.
that's a little bit too crusty.
That's
Don't
plenty.
give him that one.
Do you want to do it? It's a little runny. Hardly any. Hardly any.
I would say
Just
save
drips.
it. All right, guys,
There.
we got about a minute and a half. Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
So now we're going to check in with us, the Remingtons. Oh, I see a lot of movement going on now. We know Caleb had that injury just a little while ago, so I hope that didn't slow him down. Tiff and Caleb, how you feeling?
Oh my God, very pressured.
You got about a minute left.
Okay. We're coming.
So, all right, so are you guys okay with the plating? Looks like everything's going to go.
Plating's coming together.
Last
minute.
I think last minute. All right, well, guys, good luck. We'll see you in
Thank
the
you.
next minute. Last but not least, let's see what Zach and Mary make sure their plating is getting done and they are okay. Zach and Mary, oh, you guys are already munching.
What's up,
I'm
bud?
assuming you're good to go.
We're good to go.
So, is this the presentation?
Hey, Chris, try some of this.
That's outstanding. Okay, yeah, Ian. Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna try some of this bison that he's grilled up. Okay, look, judges, I'm gonna go ahead and say y'all don't need to eat any of this. I'll just take it.
Taking my food.
I'll just take it. Y'all be good. You got other stuff. I'm just gonna take this and y'all be fine. Guys, we got less than a minute left. Get ready. We're gonna see what happens at the judges stand.
Hey, I'll see you there.
Ooh, it's a little dark.
That one broke.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contestants, put everything down. Hands up.
That was so
Oh my God.
All right, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with the lunch portion of the Great American Cook-Off here at the beautiful Pechanga Resort in California. Our judges got a hearty task ahead of them, as well as some hearty plates coming when we return.
Zach and Mary, get on over here. I'm so excited to see what you got on this platter.
Yes.
Can you please tell me what we have in front of us and your process of making it?
So we decided to present this on family board because whenever you go to a Mexican restaurant or Central American restaurant, it's always family style. This is a wild bison taco, traditional on a traditional corn tortilla with salsa verde, Mexican traditional cheese and lime.
We took the bison steaks, reverse seared them on the Pit Boss, and then sliced them finally, mixed it in with the seasoning marinade we had. And then we have armadillo eggs, which is half jalapeno, cream cheese. We took ground duck, covered that, seasoned it, wrapped in bacon, brown sugar, drizzle of honey when it's done.
And what are you cooking the meat to temperature-wise?
I like medium rare,
okay.
So hit right about 130.
Awesome.
Finished out.
Yeah.
What did you marinate the?
I made a marinade with, had minced garlic, jalapenos diced, we had lime juice, orange juice, and white vinegar, and soaked that overnight. So
it's nice and tender too.
Yeah, I'd like to do I feel like with wild game, a lot of people tend to overcook it. And medium rare's it's pretty lean. So.
Is there a glaze on the poppers?
Yeah, I just did brown sugar to cook it and then drizzled a little bit of honey at the end to finish it.
Wow, thank you so much. This is delicious.
Yeah, hope you all enjoy it.
There's that boar again, that side chick. She's so good.
And the duck as well. You know, a lot of people don't realize how delicious wild game can be, but it's amazing. So we're really
I love
excited.
the glaze on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What products were you using on actually cooking this the meat?
Yeah, I used the Camp Chef Pursuit pellet grill, and for the peppers and the bison, I did a reverse sear on the bison, started off at 200 degrees, then pulled it out, cranked it to 500, seared it on both sides, and then with the bacon on the jalapenos, I pulled it off and went to the Blackstone griddle and just got that bacon right.
It's cooked perfect.
Yeah, it really is.
Between the two, it worked out.
Well, you definitely know what you're doing. We're excited, and thank you for sharing.
Thanks, guys.
Tiffany and Caleb. Okay, I've been looking forward to this quesadillas. I love birria. It's so delicious. Please tell me about this dish.
Well, first of all, we're so excited and a little nervous. We had a man down for a hot second.
We did. I went into.
I saw your finger. Is it okay?
We survived. Yeah, we had paramedics on site.
Those sharp knives, right? They'll get you.
They are sharp, which is wonderful.
Which knives were you using?
Robert Irvine. Yes.
But yeah, we have the tacos de birria. We have the consomme sauce as well that is made with 5 different chilies, coriander seeds, black pepper,
some
cinnamon, bay leaves. But we also added on top, because normally it's like goat meat, but we use
that's a traditional goat meat. Yeah,
goat meat is
which is hard to find.
Yeah,
it is hard to find. So we went with oxtail, a chuck roast, and some tri-tips as well. And then we topped it off a little bit differently than normal with some pickled veggies and also pickled oregano, red onion as well.
Do you have cayenne in there? What's the heat from? Because it's got quite a bit of a kick.
It does.
There is cayenne in the slaw mix.
Oh, the slaw mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I was wondering if it was in the consomme.
I think there was.
There's something in the consomme. Yeah.
I think it's because we cooked it in the slow cooker, so the black peppercorn I think really came out as it's slow cooked, and I think I've noticed that using the slow cooker and also like the Instapot too. But the slow cooker, I think it really intensified the heat. So.
And my favorite part has to be the Oaxaca cheese, the glue that kind of keeps that taco together.
I was about to ask what type of cheese we were using.
Yeah. Yep.
And I love, you guys cooked this on the blacktop?
Yeah, we did.
To get that nice char with the cheese?
Blackstone flat top. Yep. We love that thing. We obviously dip the taco in the consomme sauce, throw it on, give it a nice sear on each side, and then add all the taco and the Oaxaca cheese folded together, and it really makes it nice and crispy.
What was different that we normally do is we seared the meat on the Coleman first, because normally we do it just like on the cast iron or something like that. So we thought that also brought probably a little bit more of the smoky taste as well.
And you said your brother was Mexican?
Yeah.
You did improv. So good. You did improv. So good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Steph, James, you were the winners last week. Tell me what you brought to the table here to defend your current first place.
Well, continuing the theme of taking a very traditional thing and making it less traditional and a little healthier, we have a pear and gorgonzola cheese pizza with a little bit of prosciutto and walnuts.
And arugula grilled right on.
And it's on a kind of a honey wheat crust that we did in the pizza oven. First time using that pizza oven, so that was kind of a gamble to just try a brand new appliance.
Yeah, but it turned out really great.
The crust should be crispy on the bottom, but still a little soft up top.
The pears we grilled right on the grill that we had on site, and that worked great. That grill did a great job getting us some grill lines on there, and the pears came out with really good flavor, we thought.
Did you make your own dough?
Yes.
Yes,
the
we
dough
went from scratch.
And the balsamic reduction as well. It's just
What kind of pears did you use?
red.
Red pears. Okay.
Yeah, we made sure to find ones that were pretty ripe. And my first round, I cut them really thin, and I realized that they were just too fragile for the grill, so I made another batch a little thicker, and that's what you're tasting right now. And I like that as well because you get a lot more of the pear flavor. I really wanted the pears to be the star of the show.
Yeah, and I love
on
how
this
you
pizza.
cut them a little bit thicker so
Yeah,
that you can taste
that's
them.
exactly why I did that, because they were just so fantastic with flavor.
I love the dough. It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. I was really nervous. Well, normally, you know, you got a KitchenAid and a dough hook, you know, and then, but I was just doing it by hand with a whisk and spatulas and kneading it, and so I'm glad
It's not your traditional pizza, but it's very good, and I can definitely taste the honey wheat.
Yeah,
flavor.
definitely.
Yeah, no, it's
Excellent.
absolutely fantastic.
Great, glad you guys liked it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Rachel and Nate, you never disappoint on pairing a fantastic drink with your entree. Can you tell me a little bit about both and how you prep them?
First of all, with the drink, we've made for you what we like to call a Class Me RV. Cucumber and basil wine spritzer. Ian will attest to the fact that, you know, RVs are all about classes. You got your Class A's, got your Class B's, or in my case, you got no class. But this is a drink that whether you have a Class A, Class B, or no RV, you can still enjoy this drink. It's got cucumber juice with it, as well as some basil in there and some blood orange Italian soda. And it's very refreshing along with the soup. And please, tell us about the soup.
Even though RV life, some may consider it roughing it. I disagree. Sometimes you need some comfort food. And so this is a air fryer grilled cheese ravioli with tomato basil soup. And it is all vegan. So it is.
Did you make your own crust?
cheese.
Like it's like a pie crust. It's
Yeah,
very flaky,
we made
buttery.
our own pie crust.
Wow.
Delicious. Love this crust.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow,
And I
thank
love
you.
that you finished the tomato soup with olive oil. That's my favorite touch.
So what'd you guys use to prepare both the ravioli and the soup?
So we used an air fryer, area air fryer for the ravioli, and a slow cooker.
Yeah, we used the slow cooker. The slow cooker was great because, unlike the name, it actually cooked it in plenty enough time. So, yeah. No, it worked out great for us. We were so happy to use them.
And for the drink?
Yeah, we used the NutriBullet. I
All
love
right.
that thing. Man, yeah, it really is.
Everything in there.
Granted, I really didn't need to blend things as much as I did, but it's just like you get on there and it's like, that's power, baby, that's power. But no, it just does an awesome job. So man, we're very fortunate to use them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, judges.
Keith, welcome back. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you.
I'm excited about yours as well because it's steak and cheese. So, I mean, they're my friends. Tell me a little bit about this. And did you check in with your family today?
Of course, I always check them. My wife gave me some ideas. I didn't put the salad on the side that she recommended, but I did put the pico with a mango pico on the side as well. So this dish was inspired by a trip we took to Philadelphia. Okay, I lived in New Jersey, grew up in New Jersey, but never went to see the Liberty Bell. So we took our kids to see there, and when you go to Philadelphia, the number one thing you think about
You have
is
to have a Philly cheese.
Philly cheesesteak. So we went around, we found different places, and we found this place called Cleaver's that was absolutely amazing. We went back 3 times in our week trip. It was that good. So with kids, we do a lot of grilled cheese. Everybody who has kids knows that, but we always like to spice it up a little bit. So this one, not just one cheese, I used 3 different kind of cheeses in it. Marinated some steak and grilled it on my smoker, which was fantastic. Hope you get that depth of flavor. And then I sauteed up some onion, some peppers with it as well.
The onion rings are fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about the process. They're nice and crispy and light.
Well, I started with the Aria air fryer to kind of get the onions cooked through and get them soft, and then I finished up in the Brentwood deep fryer because I like that crisp that only a deep fryer can give you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do onion rings, they got to go in the deep fryer, right?
I agree with you. We all want to cut the fat, but sometimes you
we
got
want
to
to
have
cut the fat a little bit,
in there.
but put some respect on their name. Deep fry them, right?
I agree with you. Definitely.
These are delicious. What are they seasoned with?
They are seasoned with garlic salt. They are seasoned with 3 other seasons I use them on. Like I put on my chicken sometimes. So.
I love that you always give us a little balanced meal here with our fruit here.
That's the wife inspiration. You always have to have a balanced meal on it and cleanse the palate as well.
And I really can taste the smoke in the steak. It's delicious. It's nice and tender. How about you, Derek?
Yeah, no, you can. It's subtle, but it's still definitely present, and it's fantastic.
And the cheeses just blend with it perfectly.
Well, as a former football player, you know, I kind of make hearty meals. So when you eat this, you will not be hungry until dinner time. I promise you that.
Thank you, Keith. This is awesome.
You got it. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Week 2, Great American Cookoff, my friends. As I say that with a lot of disdain because I got a chance to see these beautiful dishes presented to you by the contestants. Did not get to sample as you did, but I got to tell you, I think the competition stepped up for week 2. Derek, don't you think?
Yeah, I really do. I think that the tacos were just all the tacos were good. All of them were good, and everybody really just brought something really special and unique to the table.
Okay. Now, Kina, we had talked a little bit about the birria tacos. Yep. Did it meet your expectations?
It did. The consomme was done rich, and I love that she had, when you know it's done well, it's got that little cast of oil on top, that red oil.
Yeah,
so I love seeing that. The crispiness on the tacos was perfect. She left that cheese caramelized over on the corn tortilla, traditional. I mean, this is not a new dish. Our Mexican brothers and sisters have been making it for years, but I am so glad that they attempted to do this because they really nailed it.
Right.
Yeah, for me.
For campsite cooking, Ian, I think, you know, they proved how easy it is to make delicacies at the campsite.
Well, Chris, I mean, it kind of like we talked about the whole time, right? You have so many different tools that were used to make the dishes in front of us, and you have that versatility. You have this setup here, and it's all small, it's portable, it's easy to take with you. And as you can see, it's not, when we're talking about, you know, a campsite cooking, right? It doesn't have to be hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah,
right? That's what everyone thinks of.
Yeah,
And look
yeah.
what we have before us. I mean, these are beautiful dishes.
And it can
it
be
was all
vegan and healthy. It can be, whatever you need.
It's made in just 70 minutes, Chris.
Yeah.
Or all
not
night,
healthy.
like the slow cooked tomato soup, which was amazing. Yeah.
So much versatility. And I know after last week's competition, I mean, we saw how eager the contestants are to win, so you guys got a hard decision ahead of you. I'm gonna let you guys deliberate while I go talk to them, and we'll see who wins week 2. I'll be back.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
You know, that was probably the most painful 70 minutes I've ever spent in my entire life, because every one of you cooked something absolutely delicious, and I didn't get a chance to try anything. But surely you guys got to feel good about what you made, right? Right? Now, Zach and Mary, last week for breakfast, 5th place, not really what you wanted. How are you feeling about lunch this week?
Well, we could go nowhere but up.
Yeah.
So,
This is true.
felt pretty good about it. We brought the wild bison out and did tacos with that, and then we topped it with the armadillo egg.
I think that really made an impact on the judges.
Yeah, and we've never had anyone complain about that meal before, so hopefully, you know.
Fingers crossed that
Yeah.
maybe the Corona kind of greased the
Who
wheels a
knows,
little
though?
bit.
It's anyone's game.
I love it.
Exactly.
All right, Tiff and Caleb. 4th last week. You took another risk this week, once again going outside the borders. How do you feel the judges are going to reflect on that?
I'm really excited. I think we definitely did our best, and I feel like, again, we're really leading with a lot of spices and flavors, and hopefully that showed through. So
It's a good sign when they took the plates away that a few of the judges kept the taco to finish it off. So,
Right.
we're feeling good about it.
And you even made a little bit of a sacrifice there. You
I
know?
did. Thankfully, I got a good partner here. She stepped up while I was running around trying to fix my finger, but
Right on.
we're good.
All right, 3rd place. Pretty good spot, considering how all the points are going to be broken out each week. But I got to tell you, what you did smoking the steak, very nice touch. You think that's going to help you this week?
I definitely do. I'm certainly with these competitors here, missing my partner not next to me.
The Soulful RV family in the Soulful RV family right now. It's just Keith.
It's a little bit tougher just
Yeah.
by myself, but I spoke to my wife this morning, and she gave me some encouragement and gave me some extra energy. So I'm feeling really good about the dish I prepared.
Feeling
today.
really good. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, it smelled and looked wonderful. I think it's going to do you well. All right, Nate, Rachel, came out covered in flour with wine spritzers in hand. What was the name of the wine spritzer again?
The wine spritzer was called Class Me RV because I got no class.
The Class Me RV. I love it. Now, how do you think the judges took to everything that you did this week? Once again, going with the vegan choices.
We just made some good comfort food. You know, it's good to have a little bit of comfort when you're on the road, and grilled cheese and tomato soup are one of my favorites as a kid. And yeah, so we just made it vegan style.
Kind of sticks to your ribs.
Vegans need comfort. You
Yeah,
know?
they do. Yeah.
You know, we're
Like-
sensitive people.
I got to tell you that cashew milk mozzarella, outstanding. I think that's also going to shine through. All right, first place, but last but not least, you guys got to feel pretty good too walking in with that pizza in hand, right?
Yeah, so we made pizza, and I'm pretty happy about that because we cut pieces for the judges, and then we had extra. So
Right. Yes. Thank you, by the way.
So, and the crust was the biggest gamble because we made the dough from scratch here on site, and I was worried about that. And the pizza oven we hadn't used before, so I think it all came together, and hopefully the judges think so too.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Steph and James, you know, being the Fit RV, do you think you brought the healthy and the fitness to the pizza?
I hope so. I think the pears were kind of the star of the show, and pears are packed with nutrition, and we just kind of lightened it up and healthed it up, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So we'll see.
I got to tell you, I'm going to give all of you guys a big round of applause, and you should too, because week 2, you guys stepped it up from last week. I'm excited to see what the judges are going to judge this week with week 2 of the Great American Cookoff, but I do not envy them one bit. So tell you what, you guys go reflect on what you made. We'll call you back up when the judges are ready. Okay, week 2, Great American Cookoff. Wow, judges, you had a long time deliberating here. Was there something you got hung up on?
Chris, it was, we had a tough time last week, and I think it was honestly even harder this week.
It was tough.
We have some strong opinions. There are a lot of strong flavors in front of us,
Right.
and it was just a tough decision.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot at stake. We're talking about one of the followers of one of our contestants is going to win a motorhome. We're also going to win a travel trailer. So there's a lot at stake here. So I guess the big question is, are you done deliberating? Do you have your winners picked?
We have them ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, we have the impossible task of ranking them, and we have done so, Chris.
I don't envy you at all. So I'm going to step out the way and let you guys call them up. Good luck.
Thank you.
In 5th place, we have Steph and James with the pizza. You guys, it was excellent flavors. I think the pear really did come through. It really did shine. Unfortunately, where I felt the dish fell short was with the crust. The flavor was definitely in the crust, but I think, James, as you had admitted, it was the first time using that pizza oven, and I think that hurt you a little bit. While it's a great tool, unfortunately the crust needed to stay in there a little bit longer, and it was a little undercooked. But overall, excellent pizza, guys. Thank you very much.
And 4th place is the Philly grilled cheesesteak, Keith. I loved it. The onion rings we felt could have been a little bit thicker. And although the smoked on the meat was great, you didn't over smoke it, which was that skill. It's really hard to do that. Some of us felt that it was a little tough. But one of the things that we continue to appreciate about you is that you give us a well-balanced meal. So you're doing your wife proud.
In 3rd place, we have Rachel and Nate. Overall, this was fantastic. I think it was well executed. We just thought that there were a couple of other dishes that had strong profiles as well.
So that brings us to the top 2. I will talk about one right here. So Zach, Mary, I thought you guys did an excellent job on the tacos. The meat, as we discussed, it wasn't overly tough, right? I expected to kind of take a bite and have all of it pull out, and that was not the case. Able to take a nice clean bite. The armadillo eggs were cooked to perfection. The glaze on there was absolutely phenomenal. Again, overall, very well done dish.
And come on, birria. I mean, Tiffany and Caleb, you guys really brought it with this. I had high expectations when I saw it, that it was going to be one of the dishes we were served. I was super excited. I was concerned about the salt because of, last week's dish with the lack of salt. But you stepped it up, girl. You brought that salt in here. All the flavors were there. The consommé was delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wish I could have ate all of the tacos on everybody's plate. Okay, I will be over there.
So we both like tacos. We all like tacos. Yeah. So which one was our number 1?
The winner of week 2 for lunch is Tiffany and Caleb with the taco birria.
Well, proving that no matter campground or at home, at campground you got more versatility. Having something like the Great American Cook-Off shows that you can do and make whatever you want to make. I think all of our contestants have stepped up this week and have proven They know what they're doing. Now, with that said, there is still a competition and a lot at stake. Someone is going to be taking home a brand new motorhome. Who's it going to be? Well, we don't know yet because we still have one more week. But what do you say we go through the standings real quick? Tiff and Caleb, congratulations on winning this week. That's got to feel pretty good, you know, and that does actually tie you in first place, which we'll get to here in just a second. But we got a tie for 5th this week, week 2 of the Great American Cookoff. 300 points total. Soulful RV Family, Keith and Zach and Mary Country Outdoors, 300 points. Second place, 400 points, The Fit RV. But first place, tied for first at 500 points, 2 Traveling Dogs, and Tiff and Caleb, us the Remingtons. So guess what? 200 points separates last to first. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna be the person that takes home that brand new motorhome to give away to one of their followers? Only time will tell. It's gonna happen next week, same place, same time, with the Great American Cook-Off Dinner Challenge. Contestants, congratulations this week, but get ready, because everything is up for grabs next week.